Okay. So, picking up, the group of you have acquired information from the Library of Akkad, leading you to believe in the existence of a deep dragon somewhere in the thousands of feet of rock and stone beneath the city, and it being the source of Akkad's bounty over the last untold centuries, and its ability to grow and successfully form a home for crops and foods necessary to support the population. You postulated that the Order of Whelm has some type of interest, control, ambition, and something to do with this deep dragon. Whether to kill it and take down the city, to control it and hold out hostage in the wake of Aldrich Valor's passing, you're not quite sure. So, you've deigned to delve deep into the ground and try to find it for yourselves. Maybe speak and reason with it, if possible. Based on your research, you know that it is nesting. We're picking up where the group of you have delved thousands of feet through the Undercity, the mines of the ODMC, one of the deeper shafts through which you had previously cleared out these draconian-like creatures that seem to combine form with magic, and those two things violently disassemble at the time of their expiration. And further down from that, through the giant rift, carefully swooping with your variety of means of flight, down to an open, cavernous hallway. The floor is roughly flat, not entirely, and proceeds on out of sight. This is where we're picking up. Have no means of find direction through here, but you have but one direction. Or back up.
At that remark, Dan would first try to go on his knees, take a few rocks, and play with them in his fingers, and would try to use that feature again. What's it called? Commune with nature.
Okay.
And would hold one stone to his head and will say, "All right, Kami, we are here now. If you would be so kind and light the way again, I would be ever grateful." And then you try to listen.
Okay. As you listen and focus on the surrounding, you're not sure if you hear it first with your ears or you hear it in your head, and then it catches up auditorily. You hear the faintest sound of flowing water down the corridor away from you. It's extremely faint. You don't know how you picked it up. You do not detect any type of powerful undead.
Alright.
Or any other living creatures nearby.
And Dan will stand up and look to the others. I hear some faint water, flowing water. It's very, very faint. Maybe something to keep a lookout for.
They warned us about water. The miners did, right?
That's most likely what I heard. And Dana dusts off the dirt and the... Alright, ready to go?
Tang nods.
I'm like
the rest of the party.
I'd like a marching order as well.
I'll go first. And do we have some source of light? Because if not, I'm gonna light the torch. So no light spell as well. Well,
Tang, are you injured at the moment?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't
I don't think
think
so.
so.
Okay.
No.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, we just got down.
Okay, your token was showing
We almost got
less
the
health for
Aeolus.
me.
That was the only
Yeah.
potential injury.
I don't know why your token was showing less health for me for a moment. I don't...
Oh no, mine's showing, or my card says 71.
Okay.
So.
Beautiful.
It's just roll 20 being roll 20 to me then.
Fine.
Alright, so Dunnan, you said you're gonna light a torch?
Yes, and I'll go first.
And I believe Siegfried had said he was casting Dark Vision on himself. So... And Aeolus is not present either.
I have dark vision. I can take up the rear because I'm silent. Keep an eye out for anything tailing us.
Okay, so we have Dunnan in the front, and then Jaya and Heliwrast. Which one of you is going in front? I guess Dunnan.
Jai is going in front. Haley will take up the rear with Tang.
That sounds good to me. I would want to be up front anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Taking the lead, Dunnan. Make me a perception check as you proceed.
Right.
Alright. There it is. 22. Very good roll. The area through which you're going slopes down. Not too much so, but to the point that you notice you do need to start walking a little bit more slowly to make sure you continue to maintain your footing. As you step, you definitely pick a few loose stones here and there, just in the scramble. But with a 22, you notice that the sounds of these stones as they sort of tumble upon the ground for a few feet don't seem to make the same sort of clacking and clattering sound that you would expect. It seems muted and deafened ever so slightly. Take note of that as you go. About 20 minutes of travel, and you see a wall at the end of this tunnel. And a moment later, you come upon what appears to be an open rift. The tunnel turns downwards, and you can see about 55 feet down, right on the edge of the dark vision, the floor of the tunnel continuing in another direction.
Can we get down there?
I believe a goodly portion of the party can fly.
It hasn't been an hour, right? Because
It is not, no. Yeah, you still have your fly potion active. Yeah.
okay.
And
Alright.
between the group of you, you're able to physically move Aeolus and Siegfried, so they don't have to spend any of their resources. As you drop down, few things you notice immediately. The air is much cooler, and there's a dampness to it. The sound of water that you've heard has grown a bit more sharp, and all of you are picking it up quite easily now. It's somewhere nearby. The walls, you can see a little bit better in the distance, oddly enough, than around the torch, but the walls have the faintest sheen of bioluminescence to them, as they are covered in different fungi and lichen. The tunnel twisting away from you gives this eerie soft glow. The floor is uneven, and as you alight upon it and take a quick glance around, a few steps mix up the smell of earth and something sweet and unfamiliar. Behind you, as you drop, and away to your right-hand side, you see two massive chunks of crystal that seem like they make up half of, like, that section of wall of this tunnel. And as the torchlight flickers throughout the space, you can see what appears to be, at least behind you, another passageway on the other side of this crystalline wall. Let me move you all to a map. It'll take a sec to load. It's big. I think I did it. No. There we go.
Oh, we flew down from here?
From right here. This is where you drop down.
Okay. And the crystals are to the right side, you said?
Those passageways that are those sections of wall that have the slashed marks on them are the crystal. So you drop down here. This is crystal. This is crystal. So you cannot move through those, but you can see through them. Well, I mean, you might be able to try.
I'll get a little closer and look through one of the crystals.
You have the torch up still for about another 10 minutes. Unless you light another one. Make me a perception check with advantage. $18. Okay. With that, the flickering light of the torch illuminates piles of silver, crystals, cut pieces of jewelry, chests, ornamental suits of gear. You're gazing at what you appear to be some type of collection of treasure.
I'll usher the others a little closer and point through the crystal. I think we found the dragon's hoard.
I thought deep dragons hoarded knowledge.
Well, apparently this one is different.
Are we sure it's a deep dragon? Or that there's only one?
I start to doubt that. And
Or maybe people have brought that, but it's not that interesting.
I would keep, but I guess it can't really get rid of them because it's not going to leave.
No.
well, I guess we
Don't
have to
take
investigate
anything.
more. Yeah, well, we can't get through the crystal, but I just wanted to show you what we found. And there's heaps of metal, silver. Is it like huge, or is it like?
It's not.
Oh.
It's not nothing from what you can see. It's not carpeting the ground. This isn't a Aladdin Cave of Wonder, but there's a goodly portion of it. And you're only getting flickers of it here and there as the torchlight reflects off various things in the as it shifts. As you're looking through a crystal, you're using a subpar means of illumination.
But there's no movement as far as I can tell.
At first glance, no, you don't see any movement.
Well, it seems unguarded for now. Oh, shall I continue?
Lead on.
You continue to notice as you proceed this overwhelming silence that permeates the space. For context, just mechanically, you can consider yourselves to be underneath the Pass Without Trace spell at all times.
Cool.
Which also means it will not compound with Pass Without Trace.
When you mentioned that, because you mentioned that I already noticed that with the pebbles, I'm gonna pick up one pebble and show to the others. And I'll just drop it on the floor. See?
It's very dull
Something
and
is
faint.
silencing, I don't know, movement or sound. It's weird.
It's weird, but that means something could sneak up on us. We need to be careful.
That is true.
Peg's head is on a swivel. She keeps spinning it backwards to look behind them.
Still a big crystal wall behind where your token is.
Mm-hmm. What I mean is she's doing 360 turns as we move along the passageway.
And her feathers are fluffed up to full, right?
Yeah. Whenever she gets nervous, that's what happens. Just poof.
Yeah.
Just picture a snowball hopping along the corridor.
That's exactly what it is, yeah.
Oh. Travel is up to you guys. Where do you want to go?
You're coming, guys?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I have to move my token, don't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sometimes we use maps here.
My map is not loading, so I'm totally blind. Please.
Is your map black?
I literally just had to whine about it, and then it popped in.
That's because
Phil.
it was black
Very
and you were
large
zoomed
map.
in too much.
Yeah, it's a
It
very
was
large
not
map.
zoomed in too much.
It's just a huge map. It gives me the vibes of the temple we were in.
I also know it just worked for you because I force pinged you to where you're supposed to be looking. So your map was loaded.
I just kept getting a graphics error.
Okay.
I thought it was one of the plugins. It's fine. Whatever. Yes. What's wrong with you?
Then you find another crystal wall. You can make me another perception check if you're continuing to look for movement.
Before I do, can I touch the crystal? And is it like very solid or is it like easy to, I don't know.
You touch your hand to it. The different faces of it seems to be naturally grown and probably shorn away by whatever tunneled through the ground here at this point, and left it intact. So there are some natural faces to it where it probably broke as part of tunneling, and then other parts where it was scratched away or torn away or whatever. It's smooth, relatively. The faces are pretty large. Each one is about 4 to 7 feet at the widest sections, which gives you enough of a pane, so to speak, to try to look through and line up with a pane on the other side, so that way you can get an undistorted view.
Is it cool to the touch?
It's cooler than the surrounding air. You touch the stone next to it, also cooler to the touch, in general. But with a 25, you do not see any movement. And you get a good scan of that area. You see more things piled and collected here, but you do not see anything immediately. You do see up ahead, it seems like the trail bisects, if you do not try to go in any other direction. To your left, the right on the map, you see a series of rough cut steps ascending about 10 feet, not much, to a landing. And then to your right, you hear the sound, which is left on the map. You hear the sound of water, quite a bit more loudly coming from that direction.
Oh, tell the others. Water sound is coming from there when I point to my right. But there are carved steps. Is it that? I point to the stairs over there. So something must be down here.
Yeah, I was going to say, if the Order of Whelm is interfacing with this dragon, not that Heli would say the word interface. Sorry, she's not that educated. But if the Order of Whelm is coming down here, then they're going to be making like steps and shit.
I'm more urged to go to the left, and I point to the stairs. What do you think?
Ting nods. I think that someone carved them for some reason. Following that versus the natural passageway is probably going to get us closer to where we want to be.
Well, one thing is for sure, a dragon has no need for steps, so must be for humanoid creatures. Let's find out.
Another chunk of this crystal wall you see dotted throughout all of the spaces through which you've traveled so far. This is quite massive, good 20-25 feet long. And as you continue to proceed, the grounds here are still covered in this bed of earth and stone and small bits of lichen here and there, and the walls are likewise covered. You can hear a faint sort of splashing sound coming from further ahead in the tunnel, especially with Tang's passive. Like the banks of a lake.
The music stopped, or is it just me?
No, it's just it's on the repeat cycle. So
Oh.
yeah, that's all.
That's not crystal over here, right? That's just some cobwebs.
Yeah, it's just cobwebs. Yeah,
Okay. Overhead or
overhead. It's just an asset on the map.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, did I?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you pinged the map.
Is it still like very quiet? Just our muffled steps and the splash of water.
Correct. You hear it sounds like the small slapping of waves upon a bank. As you get closer, you see the dark liquid of what you presume to be water, sort of splashing against the rocky and sandy bank that you come to.
Can I take up one bigger pebble and throw it into the water?
Certainly.
Is the sound
Make
also...
Make me an investigation check. See how big of a rock you find. They're a decent sized rock. About the size of maybe half your head. Give a hefty toss about 15-20 feet out. Leaves a much more noticeably audible clunk, as it vanishes beneath the surface. You suspect this area is also muted audibly in the same manner as the rest of the space through which you've been traveling. Tang, what is your passive? 25?
24.
24. Okay. As the rock vanishes beneath the surface, Tang, you hear the sound of a voice. Not a voice the dragon, but a voice. Coming from somewhere north on the map. It is speaking a language you do not understand.
I'm going to whisper speak. I hear someone.
Where?
North.
And we still have like water briefing on, if I remember correct, right?
No.
Because Shaya. Okay.
Yeah.
How long does it last? Like 8 hours?
24.
24.
Oh,
Great.
right.
Good job, Saya.
Can we still fly, or is it over now?
At this point, it's over with this pace the group of you have been progressing through here.
Okay. Guys, take a step closer to the water. It's like, do I see like it go down?
You do not see into the water. It is dark and murky. Maybe silty. You hear the flow pick up somewhere off to the south on the map. But not significantly.
We need to cross it somehow. But I don't know how deep the water is. Let me try it out first. And I will say the keyword for turning off the armor. I think it was sober.
That sounds like. Okay.
Now, take the shield on my back and the torch in the hand. Try to get in a little bit.
Wade into the water. Okay. And step in. It is barely above freezing, you gather. It is very cold, and immediately you feel your strength sapped as your breath catches in your throat. And you take a few steps wandering in. It starts to get deep, but so far your head does not seem to be dropping beneath the surface, and you can probably proceed further. What are the rest of you doing while Dunn is pushing into the water?
I'm gonna strain my hearing to try to catch what is being said. I'm gonna shift
Okay.
further up, but try to stay tucked behind this northern wall.
Okay, make a perception check for me. $19. Okay. So you're actively focusing, trying to listen, towards this hearing specifically. The rest of your senses still, keeping your wits about you in general. Jaya, Heliwrast, what are the two of you doing?
Ellie's gonna be grabbing some rope just in case Dunnan needs to be hauled back to shore.
Gotcha.
She's just ready to
Lasso him.
lifeguard. Yeah, lasso, lifeguard. Yeah.
I love that. Now that Tang has pointed out the voices, can Jaya hear them?
Certainly. What languages do you speak?
Great question. Infernal, Dwarven, and Orc.
You also do not recognize the language which they speak. But you do hear
Perfect. I
them.
would like to ritually cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay, so you're starting work on the 10-minute cast of Comprehend Language.
Yeah, I figured we've got a lifeguard. He's doing great.
Okay. Works for me. Dunnan, proceed as you deign.
I'll take 10 feet by at a time.
Okay. That's a noticeable moment where you step forward. You think you're about to lose your footing, and a brief moment of panic ensues in your head. As you finally regain your footing, you find that one of your heels finds a pretty sturdy rock, and you're pressing against to hold you in place. And you can feel a tickling sensation along your calves and past your knees. You gather there's some type of seaweed that's permeating the bottom layer of this water here. You're still about the upper inch of your shoulders and your head above the water. Are you still holding your torch up above everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Holding your torch up, proceeding that far, I'm going to ask the group of you to roll into initiative.
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe having a
Ellie
torch
would have
is not a good idea.
Helly would have tossed an end of the rope to Dunnan when she saw he was slipping a little bit, so he's got a hunk of wet rope on his head.
So descriptive. Oh, God, these are good initiative.
Yeah, very good. All right, so do any of you have alert?
I do.
You do? Okay. Yeah. So Tang, you hear immediately the sound of wings rapidly beating. You recognize the sound. You grew up with this sound. You make this sound. You hear wings on the air.
I don't make this sound.
You know what the sound is. You make the sound for you. With your passive perception, you probably hear yourself.
I have silent feathers.
All right. You hear the sound of wing beats. What do you do?
I am immediately looking to the skies.
The ceiling of the cavern here is about 15, 17 feet, roughly.
Okay. I'm going to take off so that I am also in the air. And whisper speak. Dunnan, get back! I don't know how many there are, or how many have heard us, or if they've alerted each other, so I just want to try to stay quiet. And what do I like to do? I am going to cast Aura of
Or of what? You cut
I'm thinking. I'm deciding between life and purity. I'm going to do aura of, I don't know what we're fighting.
Very unfortunate.
I know it's rather unfortunate. Okay, we're actually gonna go and do aura of vitality.
Okay.
Which means people get to hear when heal. I can heal people with a bonus action when they are within a certain radius of me.
Perfect. And that's a bonus action on each of your turns, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you are concentrating on that for the next minute.
I do get to reroll that 4 hit points
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
have my special pauldron. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And that lets me
I don't think
reroll.
anyone's injured at the moment, so.
Well, it looks like it's a standing amount because it rolled it when I popped it into the chat.
Oh no, I have that built into it, so you can just click on the thing every time you use it as a bonus action.
Oh, okay, great.
But it's not actually coded for your healing clericness. So
Okay, that makes sense.
you can just roll your 2d6 rerolling ones that you then have the ability to reroll.
I can do that.
Okay. So you get
At
that
least-
active. That's your action and movement, and then bonus anything.
Other than taking flight.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Jaya, you do not have alert. You are surprised. Your surprise condition ends. The dreadnoughts. The sound of wing beats swings through the space. The dreadnought is going to. Corbin was not conjured yet.
No, sorry. Right, I was
s-
surprised.
Fly through the space, and not your turn round yet. Is going to fly through the space and make a tail attack on you, Dunnan, as you are down under the water. You do have 3/4 cover. But the tail is... Well, that's a start. Here, I'll just, I'll throw this here for you guys to, view.
Oh my god.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I guess that's it.
that socks you right in the face, Dunnan. I need you to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage. You do not have your heavy armor on, so you do not reduce it.
No.
And I need you to
Oh.
make me a strength saving throw against being knocked prone. Alright, you are not knocked prone, which would result in you going underwater. So you're good there.
I have a bloody nose now.
Yeah. This massive
Smack me in the
spiked
face.
tail just swings by. You avoid all of the spikes, but like just the meat of this tail cracks into you, and you feel yourself almost lose your balance. That one stone that you had found with your heel helps you sort of hold place. As the dreadnought alights in front of Jaya in the middle of trying to cast some spell, and Heliwrast, holding a rope, sort of looking dazed for a moment. It pulls this serrated, shark tooth looking sword, and is going to make one slash attack on both of you. That is Heliwrast, a 17 to hit you.
Nope.
Okay. And Jaya, a 23 to hit you.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. 14 points of slashing damage to you, Jaya, as that dreadnought lands there. Second one closes towards Dunnan. And the third closes towards Tang. Dunnan, you get the full bevy of attacks from that one. Wow, 8, 9, 8. Never mind. Okay.
No. Jeez.
That's what I get for the natural 20s. So
My AC is 11 now. Gee.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
no armor, no shield.
Yeah, Tang. Tang 22, 18, 13.
Uh, ouch. 22 and 18 both hit me.
Okay. Those are both the sword attacks. You take 19 points and 16 points for a total of 35. Really well in
Oh
damage.
shit.
Almost max damages. All right. That's their round. Heliwrast. Your surprise condition ends. Dunnan. Your surprise condition ends. Tang, top of the round.
Ow.
Oh, I need Constitution saves from you. For concentration. Your DC's 10. I need 2 saves.
I am a battle mage, so don't I get
Advantage.
advantage? Okay.
Your Battle Master. Or Warcaster,
Battle.
partner.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
The thingy. You're good. And barely good. Alright,
That's
so you
still
maintain
good.
concentration.
Woo. Alright, I'm activating Aura of Vitality to I'm gonna heal me.
Okay. Now you get additional hit points for a Life Cleric, which is 1 plus the level of the spell.
Okay, so it's 4 points.
4 on top of that. And I don't think you need any rerolls there. So.
Yeah. So I get 14 points total. I can do math, guys. I promise.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That was that was needed. Okay.
This one has matched your height as well.
Great. This is awesome.
Yeah, these are massive creatures.
Yeah, I noticed. I am small. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt on the guy right in front of my face.
Okay, that's a ranged attack. You'll be at disadvantage if you're in melee.
Never mind then. Do I have any melee attacks?
You have inflict wounds. That's a melee attack.
That is not prepared right now.
You can always go for an AoE effect or a save effect.
If it's not an attack, does it? Oh, never mind. That's a concentration. I'm not letting that happen. Okay.
No.
Huh. Sorry, I'm not
You're
in
good.
a position for that.
These are enemies you are not used to. That's fine. Take your time.
I'm not well prepared for this. All right, we're gonna do disengaging as an action, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna disengage.
Okay, go for it. So no opportunity attacks against you, and that's for all enemies. It means you're just moving defensively for the entire round. So
Okay, I don't
even
have
if you
to-
pass by the other one, you're good.
Okay.
So you still have your full movement. Disengages the action just means you're taking defensive movements as you move.
There any spot I can see that's like too small for these guys to hit me with their sword that I could like tuck myself into?
Taking a glance, making an intelligence check. Straight intelligence. At a glance, you are not sure. You don't see any that stand out to you. Your immediate thought is the fact that it seems like the water helped Dunnan avoid some stuff if you want to go underwater, but you'd be you maybe discount that, maybe not, because you would no longer be able to fly in water. I mean, you swim, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
But
And I have to wait
it's
for
the
the
only
ocean
immediate cover that you see, so to speak.
Okay. Knowing that and knowing that I have water breathing, so it's not concentration, so I'm gonna trust that I'm not gonna
That's true.
lose it. I'm gonna dive bomb into the water.
Okay. Dive bomb there. And are you fully submerging?
I am fully submerged.
Okay.
I am under the surface of the water.
As you dive down, you feel the spell take effect, and water that would be entering your mouth, only the air particles are allowed through, and you can take that deep breath. There's this faint sort of bubbling sound that comes from in front of your mouth as the spell filters out all of the liquid. And the particulates. The water here itself is quite murky. With your perception, you do notice there is a tug, this pulling sensation to the south, from the flow of the water likely going downhill at some point. So if you get too far down to the south, you're not sure if the water will drag you away. But with your perception, you notice that pretty easily.
Okay. I'm gonna stay under and try. Can I see a larger rock that I can just grab onto to keep myself from having to constantly fight the current?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. I will then just stop my movement.
You
and
are
my...
totally obscured. Like you're in a fog cloud. That brings us to Jaya with the dreadnoughts on deck.
Just really hysterically laughing at the idea of these bubbles coming out of this beak. Really killing me this morning. Alright. Bonus action. Invoke my blade song.
Okay.
It's just way more swagger than a wizard has any right to.
What does it look like when you do this?
Great question. How the hell did I not think about that? I knew you were gonna ask that, and I still was like, oh. I think everything on her just gets a little bit more spiky. So her eyes flash a little bit more intensely, and her hair kind of I don't want to say bristles, but it's not a full hedgehog effect, but I feel like she's just kind of everything looks a little bit sharp and glowy, and I imagine her freckles stand out a little bit more.
I like it. Okay. So on your sheet, there's a global AC modifier. Go down and just tick blade song. And I assume you have major armor up every day, correct?
Yeah, I think I cast it when we got into the cave.
Yeah. Okay. So that brings your AC up. It also increases your movement speed by 10 feet. Right. So that's your bonus action.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna scooch, so fully flanking this fucker with Heliwrast.
Okay. You have an advantage.
I'm just gonna stab it.
Certainly. So make sure you toggle advantage. Make 2 attacks. Or you're replacing one of them with a cantrip. Never mind. 14 misses. 19 does find the source. For 17 points of damage. Pretty hefty blow to crack into the dreadnought there. As the poison from Serpent's Fang sort of radiates, you see the energy dissipate, this wave of greenish, pale energy through its form. Sort of turns to you, staggers for a moment, and fixes these eyes on you. It is bloodshot and filled with rage. Anything else, Shia?
I'm gonna blow him a little kiss, and then I'm gonna drop under the water.
Okay.
Am I in the water? I'm in the water
you're
right now.
halfway in the water, yeah. You can take another step in.
I'm so glad we have water breathing.
So if you move 5 more feet to the right, and then you can go under. Do you have mobile?
Mm.
No. Alright, he is going to take an opportunity attack as you leave his effective range by going underneath water. He's not going to hit you with the 13, though. Anything else, Jaya? You're in total cover, and now you're effectively blind.
That's it.
Okay. That'll bring us to the Dreadnoughts. The one near you, Dunnan, is continuing to hover. He's going to make his tail attack before splashing down in the water next to you. Dunnan, 20 to hit you with your 3/4 cover. 3/4 is a +5 to your AC.
Yeah, still hits.
Okay. 10 points of bludgeoning, low damage, and I need you to make another strength save against prone. You barely succeed. He is going to snap his wings closed with a downward swing of the serrated sword as he splashes down. 23 and 16.
Both hit.
6 points and 18 points for a total of 24. Both extremes there. The one here is going to close in on you, Heliwrast.
Of course.
And going to get some advantage attacks on you. The tail first is a 16 to hit you, Heliwrast.
Nope.
Okay. And then the serrated sword is a 16 again, which misses. And the second one is a 25.
That one will get me.
Rolled minimal damage again, 6 points of slashing.
Fabulous.
The other one is going to take, guessing where Jaya is going to take disadvantage attacks on Jaya with a tail and a sword. You dodge a natural 20, and then you get an 8 total. Giving up on Jaya, it's going to turn the other sword attack to a Heliwrast for a 10 total. Man. Okay. Brings us to Heliwrast. What would you like to do?
Okay, well,
Dunan's on deck.
first of all, Helly's pissed as hell because she's not good in the water, and everybody is underwater except her, which makes her much more vulnerable. She's just pissed as hell. And muttering.
Not under. He's just in the water.
Yeah.
I got smacked in the
so
face by a tail.
that's not much of a distinction that makes her very happy. Anyhow, bonus action, here comes Corin.
Well, Siegfried will have a tale to tell.
Yeah. And then she's gonna hit the guy to the north of her with Shade and the guy to the south of her with Shine.
Okay. Well, when you use your bonus, you usually require your bonus action to make the second attack. That's the 2-weapon fighting. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then Corin is still waiting. We'll just put her to side.
Okay. I'll just put her token elsewhere. I have it on the map.
Yeah, put her token elsewhere. She's not there. And she's just gonna hit Shade and Shine.
All right. Are you piling on to the one that Jaya hit to try to take it down, or are you splitting up?
I'm splitting them.
Okay. Sounds good. One attack north, one south. 16 just hits the one to the north for 15 points of damage. I don't believe you have the aura up yet, do you? For Shade or Shine?
No, the Shine aura is up.
When did you activate it?
Right then, I guess.
Is it a bonus action to activate?
It's a global damage modifier. I've had it checked off like I'm always Shine.
Well, you had it checked off because previously you activated.
Okay, so no auras yet.
So yeah, so if you need to check Shade and Shine sheet, I believe. I think I added it to your thing.
Yeah, you did.
Alright. While holding Shade, you can use a bonus action to exude a dark aura, which lasts for 10 minutes, or Shine, same thing. If you'd like, you can give up the bonus action this round to activate it, so that way you get bonus damage on subsequent rounds.
Not when I'm flanked like this.
Okay, just the 2 attacks then.
No.
Alright.
Yeah.
So that is 6 points back.
And they
to the
both
south.
hit, so.
Yep. And then 8 points to the south.
Yep.
Okay. That'll be your turn. Are you staying put?
I'm staying put, yeah.
All right, Dunnan with Tang on deck.
All right. Dan is also a little bit pissed because he got whacked multiple times. So he will say, "I'm too freaking sober for that," which should put on his armor,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna attack. Is that one in melee range or is it still hovering? That one in front of me.
Oh no, it dropped into the water. It is on top of you. It is an
Now-
action to speak the command word.
Oh god, great. You know what?
I mean, the other option is you can don and doff the armor over 10 minutes. Which would you prefer?
No. Yeah. No. Oh, screw that. I'm gonna hit that one twice.
Okay, no armor. Go for it.
Armor.
Jeez, yeah, 29 will hit. That is 11 points of damage.
I'll move a little bit.
Yep.
Hit him for a second. I got mobile. Just.
Yep. I'm aware. Yeah. 20 also hits for 13 points. As you realize you are fighting with your hands up above this water. He's still hulking over you, though, so there's plenty of real estate that you can target without needing to be hampered by the water, thankfully. Anything else done? You got a bonus action still available.
I mean, I can push him down. I don't know. Can I push him down with the shield?
You can attempt.
I try to.
Yeah.
I'll do. I'll try. Drink some water for me.
He goes tumbling and loses part of his balance in the water and goes down on his knee, his head splashing in the water for a brief moment.
And I'll stay here. Am I still like in 3/4 cover?
Roughly. You're getting closer to about half cover right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll stay here, just
Okay.
to be sure.
Alright. That'll bring us Tang. Tang, at the top of your round. You're entirely
And
underwater.
I'll drop the torch. So
Drop
I
the
can
torch?
take my shield next,
Okay.
yeah.
Noted. You're entirely underwater. So
Mhm.
you're not quite sure exactly what's happened. You feel that those same seaweed sprouts sort of tickling you here and there. Then all of a sudden they try to grab you, like you make it a dexterity saving throw. As you dived down and bide your time trying to surface, thinking of what you're going to do next, you feel tendrils of this seaweed wrap around your form and pull you closer to the bottom of the water. You're not drowning, but you're currently grappled and your speed is 0.
Okay, so I can't move.
No,
And I
you can't
can't
move by traditional means. Yeah, you could
Yeah.
try to break the grapple as an action. Be acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay, that's gonna be a great time. And that's a action to do that.
Be an action to do so.
Okay. Is it between dawn and dusk or between dusk and dawn?
That's a good question. You went down here earlier in the morning after resting, but then you rested throughout the day. Roll me a d20. On 8 or better, it's after dusk. It is just past dusk.
Okay. I gotta look up the rules for magic missile.
3 creatures, up to 3 targets you can see within range, I believe.
Okay. So I have to be able to see them.
I believe so.
Okay.
I will double check for you.
Yeah, it says you can see within range, and I can't see any of the monsters right now. Or
No,
can I?
you are effectively blind. You have total cover. Or you are basically fighting blind, same as
Okay.
yeah, because everything's blocking your sight. All of the water here is silty, and with all of the action, it's stirred up even more of the debris in it. It's like in a cloud.
Okay. I am going to attempt to break free.
Okay.
Using an acrobatics check.
Certainly. That's enough. You sort of wriggle yourself free. They grabbed onto your puffed up form, and you just. It takes a while for the water to permeate all of the fenders. You are no longer grappled. Your speed is returned to you.
Okay, great. I am going to activate my aura of vitality because I don't need to see people to do that.
Did you know?
And I'm going to heal Dunnan. I do get to reroll one of those.
Yep.
So
that
it's
is 8.
9. 8.
8
Yeah.
plus 4.
12. 4.
Life
I
Larry.
appreciate it.
She gets a base bonus to all healing.
Yeah, and then I get healing because I healed somebody else.
I believe it's your 6th level feature.
It's 2 plus the level spell slot or spell slots level, so you get an extra one.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking.
6 or 7, I believe. The self heal.
Yep. 2 plus the level spell slot, I regain, so I get 5.
Yeah.
All right, and then I am going to. I don't know what my swim speed is.
It's half of your movement speed.
Okay, great. I'm going to swim north.
Okay. All right. That'll bring us to Jaya. Are you staying underwater? Sorry, Tang.
I am swimming a little closer to the surface of the water to try to avoid getting wrapped up by the tendrils.
Okay.
But I'm not breaching the surface of the water.
All right. Noted. Jaya, top of your round. I'd like a dexterity saving throw. You deftly avoid the grasping seaweed attempting to restrain you underwater. You can act normal.
Perfect. I'm gonna pop back out in the water just to take in the surroundings. Not a lot has changed. Okay. So Tang is under the water. The other two of my companions are still on top of it. Or like above. How tall are these creatures?
They're about 8 9 feet tall. There's hunched, hulking, probably 500 pounds of muscle and anger.
How tall is the cavern ceiling here?
About 17 18 feet. And the tallest point.
Almost like this is specifically designed for me to not be able to fireball. Interesting. Okay.
She says, while underwater, mostly. You're more than welcome to fireball.
Yeah.
It's not like you have companions all around.
That's why I said that. I'm not. I asked, but did not just blatantly cast it. I don't have a barbarian to shutter this off. Okay. In that case, well, I have my blade song going, so I'll take at least one swipe at this guy.
17 hits for 11.
Oh.
You can replace the second attack with a cantrip if you so choose.
I think I do. I want to, I think I want to try Arc.
Certainly. Go ahead. Assuming the closest target is the first of potential targets
Yeah.
that you've been.
Oh, ooh.
Not with a natural one, it's not.
I'm all wet, so I'm just like, oh, this is supposed to work.
You short-circuited yourself. All right. You still have a bonus action and movement available.
I don't think I'm gonna duck back down. I feel bad leaving my companions out here.
Right now, you have about half cover, which is effective +2 to your AC.
Oh, I'm fine. Okay.
Yeah. I think you're 25 before you cast shield at the moment.
Yeah. Man, I just don't have a lot of good bonus actions. I don't think. So I think that's
Okay.
it
Okay.
for right now. Yeah.
Alright, that'll bring us to the Dreadnoughts. So Tang is still set entirely underwater. They don't know where she went. You've not actually broken the surface, so they can't see you. They don't know. One of them that is prone and then slipped.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Don't I have advantage because we're flanking?
Heliwrast?
Technically?
Yeah, you can reroll, see if you get a crit. That's fine.
Just not a nat 1.
Not a nat one.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Good try.
Sometimes the dice just hate you.
Every time I try out roll 20, it's starting to feel personal. Spencer, what did you do? Did you rig this somehow?
I would never
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to double check. Just in
do so in a way that I would get caught. The one that is prone is going to stand and square up with you, Dunnan. Starting with the tail, 9 to hit you, no good. And
No.
2 sword attacks, 11, no good. 18, I believe, connects.
Yes.
That's 13 points of slashing damage. And you get an opportunity attack. It is going to attempt to take wing. I believe you have Sentinel, though.
Oh, yes. I'll
Okay.
take the opportunity attack.
Yep, 21 will hit. Jeez. 17 points of damage. You just sort of crack into one of the wings as it tries to snap them open and gain some altitude out of the water. And it
You're
splashes
going
back down.
nowhere.
Okay. That will be that one. This one will shift as they surround Heliwrast.
Well, shit.
These two massive beasts hulking around you. Both of them will make tail attacks against you. 16 and 17.
No and no.
Damn. Oh, sorry, they have an advantage. It's still 16. And 25. My apologies.
25 will hit.
Alright, that is 12 points of bludgeoning. And I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
Okay.
Me too? Because
No.
you hit me once.
No, the tail didn't hit you. It's only the tail that matters.
Okay.
For knocking prone.
Okay.
You are just barely safe, Heliwrast. And
Okay.
now the 4 sword attacks will be coming in towards you. 24, 23, 19, 17. I believe 17 misses.
17 misses. Everything
Okay.
else hits.
19. So you have Heavy Armor Master, correct?
Yes.
So 19 reduced to 16. 9 reduced to 6 for a total of 22. And then 14 reduced to 11 for a total of 33 points of damage.
Okay.
As these shark teeth-like blades just sort of tear through you. that'll bring us to your turn with Done on deck.
Ellie has an epiphany
Okay.
and remembers that she knows Alter Self and is taking aquatic adaptation. But she's going to take it in a sense that she's going to all of a sudden become like very low to the ground and lizard-like and just try to slither into the water.
Okay. Is Alter Self an action?
It's a spell, yeah.
Okay. But it's an action to cast, right?
It is
Okay.
an action.
All right. Sounds good. Okay,
And
so that'll give
then-
you a swim speed equal to your walking
That'll give
speed.
me a swim speeds equal to my
Equal to your
walk speed.
Yep. All right, so you cast Alter Self. That is concentration, and slither into the water. There are 2 opportunity attacks against you as you go.
Yes.
18 and 19, which I believe both connect.
Both hit.
For 10 and 8 points, 18 total. But you then get away, and you are
Okay.
in the water.
Bleeding profusely. But
You moved 20 feet so far, and you breathe water because you have water breathing. So, I
yeah,
do
and
want
then as
you
a
to make
bonus
me,
action.
Sorry. Never mind. You're good. Continue. Your
as
concentration
my
checks
bonus
won't
action-
fail there.
I am going to pull Corin.
Pull Corin out. Okay.
Yep. And she's going to go up onto the shore.
Okay.
She'll be visible.
Gotcha. And then just set Corin's HP when you have a moment.
27.
You just set it on the token.
Okay.
And that'll bring us to Dunnan. As Heliwrast drops beneath the water, I'm assuming. Total. You don't see anything.
Yes.
Right?
Completely.
So-
Totally.
Tang and Heliwrast are submerged. Okay.
Yep. Tang Heliwrast is submerged. Jai is off to your left. About the upper half of her is exposed. And then you are shoulders and head. And like some high elbows attacking this thing.
Oh, how does that one look? That one in front of me? Blooded?
It looks pretty rough. It's getting there. It looks kind of pissed that you bashed into its wing when it was trying to reposition.
Yeah. There is more where they came from. Not with the 14. I guess 14 doesn't hit, right?
14? No, it does not. It's a low roll for you.
Second.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that one is better.
Yeah, that is. 17 points of damage.
And bonus action, shield bash.
Okay.
Yeah. Blah.
Ooh.
Number 2.
That one, it seems like it's gotten better footing now. It just feels like you're hammering against a wall there.
Up a little bit closer to my companions. And I don't know, is it a free action to get the shield? I have it strapped on my back.
Oh, you've been shield bashing. Can you shield bash without the shield?
No.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
you're right.
Wait, well, nothing happened there, so we'll wave it there for now. You now grab your shield. So,
Yeah.
no problem.
The invisible shield was bashing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
Alright, that'll bring us to Tang with Jaya on deck.
Tang is going to activate Aura of Healing for Heli.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Or Aura of Vitality,
You're
sorry.
underwater. I need you to make me a deck save. Tang.
I know.
Guess
Yep.
what, Tang?
I'm rattled again.
Yep. Tang's having
This
some fun
Some
underwater.
bullshit.
All tied up underwater by
It's not
seaweed.
close to the surface, though. I was trying so hard.
You tried. Underwater is their domain. That's on you.
Arrgh.
Don't be a fish.
Grumpy owl noises.
Which just comes through as.
I am gonna try to break free using my acrobatics.
Okay. Wiggle free. You wiggle free again.
Good. I am activating my Aura of Vitality to heal Heli.
Okay.
I get to re-roll
Yep.
one of those.
Yeah, so you're looking at 8 before the roll. 8, 11.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pick up 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Oh, you're moving.
Yes. I
Where
am
would you like
swimming
to move?
north till I hit the wall.
Sure.
And then I'm going to pop up and try to be as discreet as possible. I am now significantly smaller than I was.
Make me a stealth
It's hard
check
to
with
imagine.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Now, normally it's an action to make a stealth check. So a very skinny owl head with massive eyes just pokes up out of the water. Alright. Anything else, Tang? Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
Jaya with the dreadnoughts on deck.
All right, now I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay. Where would you like to center the fireball?
Between these two. And it's okay if it hits me. I'd prefer not to hit Corin, but
Oh, Corin can take it. No worries.
Right there?
yeah.
Okay. So that is a deck save on both of them. You're casting at 3rd level?
Yeah.
Okay. Dex. 6 and a 17. I believe success failure? Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. And then you can make a dex save for yourself as well.
Motherfucker.
And
That's
you
fine.
fail. But I believe you resist as well.
I do, so I
you
think I
take
just take
12.
half.
Yeah, you take 12. One of them takes 24, the northern one. And the lower one takes 12. The lower one in front of you is pretty rough looking. He's now burnt, singed, bloody. Parts of his armor have been destroyed by various attacks. That's your action. What else would you like to do? You do.
I'm thinking, sorry. I think am I technically in his reach?
You are.
Alright, I'm not gonna move then.
You are adjacent to him.
Hmm.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, staying put. Brings
Yep.
us to the dreadnoughts. Well, they just did not like what you did to them. So they are going for you.
Alright.
Corin has an opportunity attack if she would like to take one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make a spirit strike.
Mm-hmm.
18 hits, 11 points of force damage. Little spider bite as it tries to rush by. It doesn't even pay attention. It's got a target. We'll start with Dunnan. We'll leave Jaya for last.
Oh god.
Dunnan, the tail attack is a 22 to hit you.
Yeah.
9 points, and I need a strength saving and it's going prone. Man, they cannot knock you down.
No, man.
They're trying. So yeah, just the 9 points. The 2 sword attacks is a 10, which misses entirely,
Yeah.
and then a 21 for 15 points.
Yikes.
Yeah. Alright.
Ugh.
Now against Jaya, we have 2 tail attacks. 19 and a 24.
Do I still have half cover?
You do.
So neither hit.
And then 4 sword attacks. 21, 24, both miss. 26, which is the natural 20. And 26, which
Silvery
is the natural
barbs.
20.
Silvery Barb's need one of those.
Certainly. Rerolling changes it actually to a natural 1. Okay. You get to dole out advantage to yourself or Dunnan for the silvery barbs after effect.
I'm gonna throw it to Dunnan.
Done in the next thing you do, you have advantage on.
Sweet.
The other crit that hits you is a total of 24 points of slashing damage, Jaya.
Okay.
They can only hit you with 19s and 20s. You have a 10% chance of being hit. And then you Silver Bars one of them. Alright, around Heliwrast, underwater.
Okay.
You have no idea what's
Underwater.
happened in this last round since you dove under.
No, but she
No,
felt
Corwin got
Tang.
something.
Yeah, she felt Tang swim away, so she's not worried about her anymore.
Mhm.
She's gonna go ahead and have Corn move to hit this guy.
Certainly. That's your
I'm
bonus.
gonna go ahead and do Spirit Strike there.
No, you're not.
No. And
A
then
lot of
she's
crits
just-
on both sides of this.
Yeah. And then she's just gonna hit Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Use her Mass Cure Wounds for everybody because we're all pretty.
Mass Cure Wounds is line of sight. So you need to surface if you're going to do that.
Okay. No, is Jia still? Is it Jia or Jaya?
Jaya.
Jaya. Is Jaya kind of above water or completely submerged?
She's only up to her waist.
Okay. Then
Yeah.
Heli
You're the
will
only one
surface.
underwater at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, Heli will surface and cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Go ahead and roll me.
And then she's gonna-
8.
Okay.
I believe your modifier is 5. So everyone picks up 18 points. Would you like to include the dreadnoughts in that as well?
Hell no.
They're happy to take it. They don't mind.
No. And then Heli herself is gonna move over here to Tang
Okay.
and kind of help her stay up. Like
Okay.
push up underneath her, but from underwater. So she's gonna go down again. I guess she'll
Okay.
go.
So you're
here.
turning you and Tang into a chicken fight.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Sure. All right. We have the half-orc Owlin chicken fight going on.
Don't
Brings
forget
us
to
to
give yourself
Really?
the
It just
18
looked like a
HP.
hat at this point.
very
Yeah,
grumpy.
very
It really looked like a fight.
Don't forget to give
Howling hat.
yourself the
That would be
18
great,
HP.
I want the character art for that.
What'd you say, Don?
I said, don't forget yourself to give it the 18 HP. with
Oh,
the
yeah,
mass
highly.
cure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got it. Thank you.
All right, done and around to you with Tang on deck.
Well, the one thing he's gonna do is smash the one in front of him.
Certainly. It is higher
Yes,
up
he
in the
has
water
no
than you.
other
Only has
powers.
cover. 17 hits. 12 points.
And
It's
this
looking
time I'm
really
gonna
bad.
He'll bash him now and
Okay.
make him prone.
He will attempt to resist that. It's a 19. No, 22.
Oh.
You knock him prone.
And now with
Drop-
Use your advantage.
Oh yeah, reroll your 17 to see if you crit.
Yeah. Right.
Not a crit.
Now the second strike with
Second attack
advantage
is
because
advantage
he's
as
prone.
well because he's prone. 27. That is enough. As you knock one of the legs out from underneath him, you see the tumble. You time it perfectly. A little bit of a leap out of the water so that way you're not held back by the drag on your arm. You can crash. God damn it! Right, I see that right as I'm trying to narrate something. You crash down in the side of his head with heart iron. That is enough to break him. As he breaks,
Not
I'd like you to make me a
Oh,
dexterity
God.
saving throw.
great.
Fighting draconians.
Wait, the dex save? I
Dex
can use my
save.
reaction with Shield Master.
Okay. And so you get a +2 to the saving throw.
Yeah.
So you get half damage. You can use your reaction, take no damage. So, all right. So first, just make me a dex save, and you get a +2 bonus to it. That's
Okay.
standard.
Bleh.
Okay. So that is a changes it to a 13, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That is still a failure. So now you can use your reaction. You can use your reaction, take no
No.
damage if you succeed in the saving throw. Oh, so it's only when you succeed.
Help. Only when I succeed, yeah.
Right. So that is a failure. So you take some damage.
Cool.
As Heart Iron crashes into this creature's head, you see parts of its own body sort of fracture, like a piece of shattered glass, glowing red hot, before his entire form explodes in this small fiery inferno. You take 10 points of fire damage from the blowback.
These lizards also explode.
All that's left behind is the briefest moment of the space where the form was before the water collapses back in. Once the force of the explosion has pushed it as far as it can, and the wafting of ash throughout the space. All right. Anything else done?
Yeah, I'm gonna move closer to Jaya, flanking with her. You're not the only one who can do that. That's it.
Brings us to Tang with Jaya on deck.
Okay, I am on Heli's shoulders. I am activating my aura to heal Jaya.
Yep.
Damn.
Nice. So it's 15 points on Jaya.
Nice. And 5 for
Thank
yourself.
you.
And 5. I'm maxed.
Oh, perfect.
I'm back to full. Great. And then I'm going to use an action to cast Magic Missile using the Bangle of the Starlight Raven.
Okay.
I'm going to use 3 charges to cast it at the 5th level.
Okay. So that's 7 darts.
7 darts. Do one of the guys looks a little... Or do either of them look rougher than the other?
The one next to Dunnan looks slightly worse. They're pretty even.
Okay, I'm going to do 4 darts to the one that's rougher and 3 darts to the other one.
All right. Roll me a d4 plus 1.
Am I going to roll... Do you want me to roll them in bulk, or...
No, Magic Missile is a single dice roll, and then it's applied to every missile.
Okay.
So, you said 4 to the Dunnan one?
Yes.
All right, so it takes 12 points. And then 3 to the other one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So 9 points. What are the... This is the first time you've used the spell in this way. What do they look like? What form do these magic missiles take?
A small flock of celestial ravens that look dark as night with little constellations speckled throughout them, appear around me and go full beeline dive bomb, slam into these creatures, beak first, and then poof, and a little cloud of black smoke after impact.
So good.
Love it.
Like fireworks.
Very flavorful. That'll bring us to Jaya with the Dreadnoughts on deck.
Okay. So I saw Dunnan make his way over, so knowing that I have advantage, I really want to kill this one. I'm gonna hit the one to the right of me that I'm flanking with for 15 points of damage.
The one next to Dunnan?
Yeah.
Absolutely. 15 points. Yeah. It is still standing. It's in rough shape.
Fine. Or 21. 16 more.
Second attack? Okay. Yeah. That is enough to dispatch that one. I'd like you and Dunnan and Heliwrast to make me a deck save. Heliwrast, yours is for Corin.
Okay.
Dunnan, you save, you're fine. Jaya, you save, you're fine. Korn fails. Korn takes 19 points of damage, but that's not enough to break Korn's threshold.
Not enough. She's fine.
As that
Yeah.
dreadnought explodes. If Korn takes less than 27 from any single thing, it doesn't break Korn.
Because she's not real.
Well, now I don't feel bad for fireballing her.
No, not at all. That's what I'm saying.
Fireball
She can
would
take
have
it.
been one of the things that can break her. I mean, also dispel
Just
magic.
because of how powerful
Yeah.
Jaya is.
Yeah. All right. So that's both of your attacks. You have movement still remaining. Going anywhere or staying put?
I'm fine with this thing being focused on me. That's okay. So I'll just stay here.
Okay. That brings us to the final dreadnought as it continues to make sounds in a language none of you understand, presumably curses. It will start with a tail attack and then 2 sword attacks on you. Tail attack is a crit. Would you like to silvery barbs?
I absolutely would. Thank you for letting me know that.
You're quite welcome. Rerolling the tail attack. 13 to hit you. The sword is also a crit.
What have you been doing? Why? This is like you.
You take 23 points of damage. Rolling back to
23.
back.
God.
Alright. Last sword is a 22 to hit you. Misses.
That one at least misses. Yeah.
You're not concentrating on anything, so that's his turn. Brings us around to Heliwrast, done and on deck. A round that'll likely result in this thing's demise.
Yes.
Starting with you have an owlet on your head.
Helly. Yeah. Helly is gonna tap Teng, letting her know and kind of just slip out from under her a little bit so Teng can hang onto the wall a little tighter. And she's gonna pop up just enough to cast. Let's see. Yeah, she's gonna cast Blight on him, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's within 30 feet of you.
Yep.
That is a con save. Go ahead and
You know
drop
what I just noticed
light
though?
in the chat.
My Tempest Griffin bracers, as long as I have them on and I don't ever take them off, I have a 35-foot speed.
Ah, yeah. You should adjust your speed
So,
on your token
she's-
on your sheet.
So 35. Okay, yeah, I will. And then Blight on that bastard. Okay, we'll do 4th level. Because I want him dead.
25, very good damage. He rolled an 18 on that con save. So I believe he takes half damage on Blight.
Okay.
Half as much on a successful save. So he takes 12. He is not a plant. You accurately discern.
And then, of course, Corin will attack again.
Oh, sure, go for it.
There they are.
26, jeez. That not quite enough. Still hanging on there. Dunnan, can you finish it off?
And then Helly will continue to support Tang,
No.
because she's still next door.
I'll get close to Shia. Okay. Alright, let's finish that fucker off. And one swing. $19.
19 hits. That is 14 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
So he has been blasted, has been smashed into the head with a tail. So he's gonna probably. Is it submerged?
No, it's
No.
not. Just the
I'm gonna
chin.
just
Yep,
flavor
yep.
wise. I'm gonna break its kneecaps if it has kneecaps.
Imagine.
It comes down with its head like close to my face,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say, "You fuckers messed with the wrong people," and then I'm gonna smash its head with the second strike.
I love it. As the two blows bring it literally low, and you finish this thing off. You see the familiar cracking sensation. I need 3 dex saves.
Yeah. So hopefully, no.
All right, Corin.
He's-
Ooh. Oh wow. Okay. Corin fails.
Okay.
Dunnan, you have your shield as a bonus to this, right?
Yeah, so
That's 2.
15.
15 fails. Jaya success. Jaya takes 0 damage.
He says totally cool while his beard gets singed.
The other 2 of you take 36 points of fire damage.
Yikes.
I didn't give Dunnan my silvery barbs for the second one. Well, I didn't say it out loud, but I would have given him for that second one. Silvery
fine.
barbs. I would have tossed the advantage his way. So could he use advantage on his dex?
He can reroll the heart iron attack, which was the first roll, and see if he gets advantage.
Ah,
And see if he gets a crit. So. No, you hit and killed the thing, Dunnan. Well done.
yeah,
Oh,
you,
yeah, whoa.
you did it already.
You did the thing.
Damn it! I was trying so hard.
You
I was
tried.
trying-
You tried.
Oh,
So Corn is disjuncted. Not that it's difficult for you to conjure her again.
No.
And Dunnan gets burned. But that will take the group of you out of initiative. And I think that is a good moment to take a little mid-session break.
Okay.
Sound good?
And
Yeah. When do you want to
Yeah.
back?
Let's come back 45 to 47-ish. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right.
all right.
It's awesome.
Getting back into everything. In the instances immediately after the fight, the cavern returns to the previously quiet nature that you expected up to this point. Jaya, you realize your casting of Comprehend Languages was interrupted. You'll have to restart it if you really want to cast the spell.
I mean, if we're taking a breather, I might as well just flop onto the banks of the lake and cast it.
Tang, you have 5 more uses of your spell before it fades.
I am gonna launch them rapid fire.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Type this inside a double bracket.
Dan is gonna don
Um,
off his armor with sober.
put that inside a double bracket, Tang. For your rolls.
So I definitely know what a double bracket is, but if I didn't. Okay.
And close the double bracket. And Roll20 will interpret anything inside of that as a roll. And then RR1 is reroll ones. So first person gets 12. I'm assuming that's Heliwrast. She's the closest to you.
I feel like I prioritize Dunnan first.
Alright, Dunnan gets 12. Dunnan again.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
1 second, I have to copy the double
Okay.
bracket so I can.
14 for Dunnan. 3 uses left. Dunnan and another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna give 1 to each of them at this point. So this one's Dunnan.
17 for Dunnan.
Jaya.
9.
Ellie.
13. So if you hover over that 13, you'll see that it took the 1, it graded out, and rolled again to make a 2. So, if you want to edit the description of that spell, Tang, you'll see I have that double bracket in the spell for 2d6, and just add the reroll 1 plus 5 into it, so that way it'll roll correctly in the future off of the spell. Alright. The cavern is yours. What would you like to do?
Dan is gonna go. Alright, now I think now we are clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, might as well go over there now. And Dan is gonna wobble over to the other side of the coast.
Okay. The sound still appears to be relatively muted. You can gather that throughout the space, unless I otherwise specify, all of the sounds in these spaces are very much muted.
No, wait there for the others.
Excuse me.
Hang will begrudgingly swim on the very surface of the water.
You just can
Across.
fly over there.
She can't fly, she's soaking wet.
Oh.
She has to dry out her feathers first.
I will light another torch. Or are they now wet? I guess they...
Ellie's gonna stay in the water till Dunnan tells her that we're definitely going on land. If he wants to explore more of this lake, she can. She still has some time on that.
Pay no attention to me rolling cure wounds off of Tang's sheet. I need to test how one of these codes is working while you guys are going. You can one by one make your way across. That's fine.
Tang is going to be sitting, working on trying to get as much of the water out of her feathers as possible. So she is shaking, she is preening. Because she does not have Destroy Water prepped.
Okay. Take you about 10 minutes to accurately clean yourself up.
Okay. I'm gonna drop the aura then.
Okay. Alright, so Tang, I did make a mistake that I just provided to you. I have successfully tested. In that spell, change the reroll 1 to the RR less than sign 2. Because your pauldron is a reroll 1s and 2s.
Wouldn't be less than 3?
No, that's what I just tested. I can successfully roll a 3, but the roll 20 interprets less than as less than or equal to.
Okay. Fixed.
Yep, perfect. So that's how that'll function, and then that's how your cure wounds is set up, and I believe your healing word needs to be set that way as well. Roll less than 2. So they both function in that manner as opposed to your traditional method. So, as when you have moments, go through your healing stuff and add that reroll less than 2 to them. Or as healing stuff comes up for you.
Okay.
Alright, continue then.
Helly's going to cast Cure Wounds on herself real quick.
Sure. Just first level?
See what kind of a boost. Yeah, just first level.
Okay. Oh, that's your your freebie one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well.
She's comfortable with that. And then Dunnan's going to start taking off down the hall and not exploring the rest of the sides of the lake.
Because I had originally heard voices from the north, right?
Alright.
Yeah, and Helly's still got... That fight didn't last an hour. Helly's still got a lot of her water breathing. And can stay on the lake or near the edge of the lake.
Just checking the town, not that some water creatures come and surprise us.
Okay.
Yep. Down that cavern, you don't hear it. And based on the conversation, the voices that you heard, you suspect it was the two of those individuals that were speaking that you had heard previously. Helly, you're concentrating on alter self, correct?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Okay. That lasts an hour, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm curious what they were doing up there.
Yeah, I think we should go that direction.
You may proceed in 30-ish foot increments as a group.
Okay.
And I'll advise you as things happen.
Great.
Helly, are you just taking a brush stroke as you go?
Yep.
Okay.
Tang takes wing.
Gentlemen. You guys did take the 10 minutes so that way you could clean yourself, right, Tang?
Yes.
Dry off. Alright.
So in that 10 minutes, Jaya would have cast comprehend languages just in case we pick up anything else.
Certainly. And that lasts for an hour as well, I believe. Correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. I will keep that in mind. Dunnan, have you donned your armor?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Now that he knows that the water is not like 100 feet deep or something, he's not going to put on it all.
Didn't want to turn into a dwarven anchor.
No.
Okay.
Oh, God. Right. Back into the water, it seems. That's very fit now.
You can see the beach sort of opens up here. You proceed down and make me a survival check. So as you come up to the beach there, Dunnan, you see a collection of footprints and markings on the ground. It looks like two of those individuals you've just vanquished were probably resting here, for whatever reason. You can see the telltale signs of these divots in the ground and the earth and torn up bits of lichen where they were probably sitting down prior to the loud plopping sound of something in the water.
Yeah. Yes, they were waiting here. That's the voices you heard, Tank. Right.
See, this cavern continues slightly downhill. It's a gentle slope and terminates in a crystal wall. And you can see two other crystal walls on the other side of it.
There's nothing on the floor or anything. Just rubble.
Nothing that's different from that which you've already encountered. There's lichens, bits of pebbles. The ground is somewhere between earth and stone in places. It's not hard-packed stone. Like there's definitely various other bits of ground material mixed into it, but
That's a dead end over there. Just a crystal wall where we can't pass through.
I'm gonna scout up the water a little bit further. Is that okay with you guys?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna hug the roof of the cavern.
okay.
Fly the way that Ellie is going.
Certainly. How far ahead are you scouting?
I think as I approach this passageway, I see that it opens up. I wouldn't want to go beyond the opening, too far beyond the opening.
Okay. You see it does open up to another wide, slower flowing pool here. You can hear the water moving a bit more forcefully up ahead, probably in a narrower section. You can tell it's all flowing towards the south, at least on the map.
Uh-huh.
But faster, narrower corridors, as you would expect. But you do see this wide beach of earth and stone. Make me a nature check while you are scouting up ahead as well. It takes you a moment to place, but you realize that the reason that much of the geological makeup of this space is probably down to the various lichens and mosses and fungi that are populating it. Breaking down bits of what would have at one point been pure stone into various bits of soil and loam and clay and other mineral makeups in such a way that it's given rise to ground that you'd expect much higher up in depth and closer to the surface. And you see the faintest bit of that same bioluminescence twinkling up ahead, indicating a passage off to the left away from the water.
So it looks safe. So I'm going to circle back and tell them that it opens back up once you get through the passageway. Do we want to continue to follow the water, or do we want to try to find a different route? 'Cause the
There's
water
really
goes
no
south as
place to
well.
go, but Heli can ferry. So,
I mean, the water goes south as well, but
we're going flowing down, right? We're going with the current right now.
I think we're going against it.
The current is going down.
Oh, okay.
1 second.
Yeah, current's flowing down. And previously the group of you did hear water went from that split path where Dunham went up the steps. You did hear water flowing from the other passageway. So you surmise it passes at some point along that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm back.
Okay.
Did you decide where to go? Or is it up to Dunham?
Things
I'll
got
leave
in
it
the
up to
head.
Dunnan.
I mean, deep dragons are gonna. I guess I should fly back to the group. Deep dragons are gonna be deep, right? So we want to follow the water since it flows down. And one of the creatures did come from the south.
Oh, I'm not very fond of fighting again in the water. There was the tunnel south. Maybe it leads also down. I don't know.
We could try that route.
Or we can totally circle back and go back to that intersection.
I mean, we found some draconians, so we're on the right path, I think.
Flip a coin.
Okay,
Jaya,
what
what
does-
do you think?
The way I see it is that we just had 3 things explode over the water, so we either have to get out of here as fast as possible, or shatter these crystal walls, I guess.
Well, shattering those walls is probably gonna take a very long time.
And be very loud.
That too.
It was an option. Just an option.
No, let's. I think we should go back to the tunnel down there. I'm not very keen on going through the water.
You want me to backtrack you to the fork where you guys had
Oh
the
no,
staircase?
the tunnel, the south there it was.
Okay.
Okay.
But then I will call back.
Yeah, you don't have to move your token all the way down. About 50 feet of that tunnel, you find it collapsed.
Okay.
It is not a passageway.
Right. So, question now: through the water here or back to that intersection?
So through the water to the north, through the water to the south. Why don't I go about the south passageway, see if I can see anything that way?
Sure.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
Dannon is gonna wash his face because he has ash and stuff.
I'm gonna jump you to the stairs, Tang. There you go. If you zoom
wait,
out,
why?
that's the other passageway, correct?
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you want to follow the water?
I was gonna follow the water, but if it ends up back that way anyway. Assuming that waterway connects to this passageway.
It is flowing as you get closer. Excuse me. Opens up into this wide pool. You see a few crystals that have stuck out from the far wall on that small bank there.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see what I can see through your token. Hold on. As you continue to explore that beach to the north of you, you find another one of these crystal walls that bisects part of the cave system.
Mm-hmm. What do I see through it?
Make a perception check for me. See a series of cots, chests, hammocks strung between stalagmites.
Mm.
See what appears to be a sleeping quarters of some type.
Sleeping what?
A sleeping quarters.
Okay. Is anything sleeping?
Not that you see immediately.
Okay, but it does look like it's in active use.
As far as you can tell.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the party and let them know that the passageway does lead further along the river to the south, and that I found sleeping quarters of some kind.
With sleeping stuff there?
Nothing was resting, no.
How many
We may have
beds
just
were
killed
there?
it.
That's the question.
Did you count how many beds there were?
You could not see the far side of the room. You saw
Okay.
a good dozen within your line of sight, Tang,
At least a
Yeah.
dozen.
of various types.
There is
Mhm.
more of them. Let's explore then.
Okay. All right. So then are we all gonna pop over that way?
Sure.
Which way?
Back to where I saw the resting quarters to see if we can then go further along the river, but
Certainly. I will jump all of your tokens.
Okay.
I believe I pinged you over. So
Yeah. Where did we come from? From over here?
you came
Mhm.
from down here.
Oh, down here. So it's
Yeah.
circled around, I
Yeah,
guess.
this is that tunnel entrance or path entrance that was the other half of that fork.
Mhm.
Tang, as you continue to fly, the ceiling is getting closer and closer to the surface of the water.
I'm assuming that
You
there'll
see-
be a point that I can't get further.
About 30 to 40 feet ahead of you, it looks like the water is now just boring a hole through the stone as opposed to cutting a river.
Okay. So the only way that we can get through that area is by trusting water breathing and hoping we don't get trapped. So let's not do that.
It's also fast flowing.
Yeah.
As everything narrows in on it.
Okay. There has to be a way to get through these crystals.
Can I investigate the sleeping quarters? Is there anything of value? Maybe.
The sleeping quarters is over here. You can't get to them.
Okay. Fine, I can try and smash it with my hammer, but it seems very sturdy to me.
Whoever is sleeping in there is getting in and out just fine. Gotta be a way to do it without destroying it.
It looks like there might be a separate entrance.
Yeah.
Or we have some sort of item that lets them pass through there. Which we are missing.
Those creatures didn't leave anything behind when they exploded, right?
I was gonna say Aeolus would have looked, right?
Aeolus always looks.
It always goes through the guts of the remaining corpses.
Can I cast Identify on this crystal? Like the wall? I don't know if that's a thing. But I just feel like we
Sure.
need to learn about it. All right. Give me 10 minutes. I'm just going to
Okay.
touch this
So
crystal for...
we'll move Alter Self to 50, Comprehend Languages to 40, and you cast Identify. It is a variation of somewhat bluish quartz. It is not magical. You can probably break through it. It's just thick.
Well,
A little else to know about it. Yeah.
I'll hold up the hammer. Shall I?
Is this the best wall to break?
Are there better walls?
Is this where
You
they're
passed
at?
like a half a dozen
Probably gonna
walls.
frequent this side better, or frequent this side more. We've passed several walls that we could smash through.
I mean, it's
Let
fair,
me
yeah?
just try one smash and see how much gets destroyed, alright? Then we can estimate how long it would take to probably get through there.
Okay.
The sound is muffled here, so I do hope it doesn't alert the whole cave.
I am going to cast silence.
Okay.
That's smart.
Before he starts smashing things, I'm going to cast
Noted.
silence.
You are in a bubble of silence.
I'm going to move outside the bubble of silence.
Also
But
noted.
I am drawing one.
Okay. Centered where Dunnan is, correct?
Yeah. That was
You
not
don't need
what
to. You don't need to draw the circle. That's fine.
I was, yeah. I don't know how to
Okay.
get rid of it. How do I delete that?
Click it. Zoom in closer so that way you can click the line. There you go.
Great.
Well done. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you need the attack rolls or?
Also wer von uns beiden?
Okay. Yes. Make a couple attack rolls, please. That's good. It is hard. You gather it is possible to break through here. You're working for about 5 minutes, and you've made a divot about 2 feet as you've smashed and cracked more and more. You gather it'll probably take about half an hour to get through this section of wall. And based on what you've seen so far, all of them tend to be about the same thickness. Some of them might be a little bit more, some might be a little bit less. What is the duration on silence?
I'm looking 1 second. It is up to 10 minutes. So we are 5 minutes in.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop Dunnan and gesture, or like pull him out of the silence. Same thing with Shia. Maybe this is the time and place for a well-placed fireball?
Oh, I can do you one better. And I'm going to cast Shatter.
Okay.
What was her hammer
Back
for?
at it for 5 minutes?
You know that it's tiresome to hammer away for 5 minutes straight?
Okay.
I mean,
So you're
sure,
casting
a little-
Shatter focused on the wall?
Yeah.
Go ahead and put chat
Yeah,
in chat.
and the silence. In the bubble of silence.
Noted. Nice.
Oh, that's what you wanted. Sorry.
Oh, good. Okay. A creature made of or crystal takes advantage of saving throw. Also takes damage. As the energy of shatter cracks through the space, you see large spider veins emanate out from the divot that Dunnan has carved as he's been fracturing chunks away. There's a litter of crystal on the ground near Dunnan's feet. And you get a good solid fracture and crack through the space. You gather that took probably about 10 minutes off of your timeline. You might need another 15 or so minutes worth of Dunnan hammering to successfully get through the crystal wall and destroy it. Silence is still running for another 5-ish minutes.
I mean, we're halfway through. Might as well finish the job, right? So is it 10 more minutes or 5?
15. You have 5 more on silence.
And so I'll have
then
to
I'll-
cast it again.
You'll either have to cast silence again, or you will have to cast shatter again.
I'll hammer again for 5 minutes, and then I guess.
I'll cast Shatter one more time.
Okay. So mark off another second level spell slot.
Yeah.
Both of the other spells, Comprehend Languages and Alter Self, are gone by this point. But over the course of that time, where's my lighting layer? You successfully break the crystal wall and leave a hole about 8 to 10 feet round in the center through which you can move. Yeah, Tank, you were about to say something.
Oh, never mind.
You can move your tokens through the wall now. I removed the barrier. Entering, you find yourselves in a very large chamber. The ceiling here is about 25 feet, roughly. Along the left-hand side, there's a slightly higher sort of elevation space that you're gazing at. That space seems to be where most of these beds and hammocks and whatnot are strung up between the different stalagmites. There's small chests and trunks here and there dotted about, presumably possessions of those who use this place for a brief bit of repose.
Do you have any illusory magic, Jaya?
Do you? Yeah.
Can we
Well.
maybe try to make it seem like we didn't just break through a wall?
Ah. That I don't have,
Okay.
fortunately. But if you'd like a missive sent in a different language, that I can do. But unfortunately, not for this wall.
I think you're good, thank you.
Can we investigate
Ben's
some of these
gonna
belongings?
Looking through some of the chests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rummaging through.
So there's some up here. And there's some over here.
Do these bunks look like they're the right size for those dreadnoughts, or are they bigger or smaller?
Some of them do.
Okay. But some of them are not dreadnought
Some of them are
sized.
medium-sized. And a couple seem to be small-sized. So who's going to
Like-
the chest?
Me.
Alright, so
Me.
Me
Tang.
too.
So Tang, I'll put Tang and Dunnan over here. Taking a look at these chests. Jaya, are you also checking out the trunks and chests and whatnot?
Yes, please.
Okay. Heli, what are you doing?
Just standing guard at the hole.
Alright, you're standing back towards the hole. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like each of you to roll me, everyone other than Heliwrast, I'd like each of you to roll me an investigation check. You do not have advantage, Jaya.
Nice.
I do not know. Sorry, I just switched my sheet back.
Not good.
Oh, hell yeah, Tang.
Nice.
Yee boy.
21.
Finally a crit on our side. Finally. Finally.
He comes around.
About damn time.
The you find what appear to be rations that haven't been torn into and have been covered with mold and bits of mushrooms. It's like an uncut, untorn loaf of bread, a block of cheese, which it looks like it's got the bad kind of mold on it. Nothing pleasant. Which is also doesn't have any pieces removed from it. Some bits of hard tack that they're probably safe, but you're kind of questioning them. They feel a bit soft to the touch, and you've been around enough that should not be soft to the touch, unless it's been soaked in water or grog. Tang, you find a series of cookware, which looks pristine, unused. So you add, you can take a set of cook's utensils if you so choose. You find a series of knives and whatnot needed for butchering and cutting up different pieces of meat and vegetables. Most of the supplies that the group of you come across here are seemingly unused. It's stuff that you would expect individuals to have and use in this place of repose, this place of rest and potential base, if this is the Draconians or the Order of Whelm, you're not sure. But it's not used. It's out of place. As the group of you search through, Dunnan, you come across a series of scrolls that, as you read through, they seem to contain other lists of things. It's not in a language you recognize, but it's clearly listed like the one that you came across previously. You gather these are probably collections of other things that other teams had been sent for. No, we're not ambushed by the group of you.
Do we want to use the word ambush?
Does Heli hear anything outside?
Make me a perception
hole.
check. All the rest of them are engrossed in their findings. Listening back behind you, Heliwrast, you hear the sound of the water flowing away to who knows where. You do pick up something else. This extremely faint, sort of squelching sound, like berries being mashed into wine. This sucking, squelching sound. Make me a nature check. Nature or history, your choice. Oh, okay. Rolled well. It takes you a good moment to place it. As such, you are not surprised. You've heard this sound before, a long time ago, when you were chasing Mayor Tidell through the Undercroft, as Jaya, Teng, and Dunnan have 3 massive cubes of jelly drop onto their heads.
God.
Sweet.
Oh God.
Can I have the
Gelatinous
Jabberwocky
cubes.
instead?
Damn it.
There are
Wow.
the crits.
Jeez!
Not when we need them.
3 in a row? By 3 different players? That's what I like to see. Especially when it's not attacks.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Helly.
Helly. That's okay. She started it.
She did.
That was all 4 of you got crits in a row.
I won't complain now. It's just insane.
It makes sense that Helly's laughed because she didn't get jumped.
I don't know why I wanted to capitalize in. Alright. Let me find where my login... No, I need to make one. Okay, that's easy enough. Initiative 11. All right. Let me adjust this music. Do I have Gelatinous Cube music? No, I don't. That'll work. All right. So as the 3 cubes fall onto your 3 respective heads, I'd like each of you to make me dexterity saving throws. Other than Ellie, obviously. I need one from Shia as well. Wow. See,
Good grief.
it balances out.
The balance.
Okay. All 3 of you are engulfed. And you each take acid damage. Each of you takes 17 points of acid damage and are engulfed. You cannot breathe, you are restrained, and you take additional damage at the start of each of the cube's turns.
We're all gonna die.
Does that
Tang!
mean I can't cast spells with somatic components? Or verbal components, sorry.
Cannot cast verbal components at the moment. You can somatic. Restrained doesn't prevent somatic. Unless, I would say, unless specifically mentioned. Such as, like, I'm going to bind their hands so that way they're not able to cast spells. So you can still do somatics, just not verbals. Until you get out.
Great. How do I get out?
Make a strength check. Now, you have...
Strength?
Check. not an athletics.
Shit.
Now, I believe
Damn it.
you have alert, so you have a chance to get out here because you don't actually suffer the surprise condition.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get out with a strength check. It's too late to lucky my dex, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Well, it was nice knowing everybody.
Oh my. Tang, you are struggling and flapping and trying to move and just doesn't want to go anywhere. You are moving through Jello.
Great.
Your speed is 0. You have a bonus action.
Okay. I don't think I can do really anything.
Okay.
I can't do anything.
I'm adjusting your token slightly because you are technically in the center of the cubes. If you escape, you can end on any spot with adjacent to them. So.
Great.
Okay. That will then bring us to Jaya. Surprise condition ends. Dunnan. Surprise condition ends. Cubes. You all sizzle. Each of you takes 22 points of acid damage.
Oh my god. Okay.
And they will
Sweet.
drag you 10 feet. They'll each take the dash. They are not fast. That'll bring us to Heliwrast. You are not surprised. You may act normally.
Well, first she's just gonna scream, "Fuck!" And then let's see here. Good God. I have never fought a gelatinous cube before. I don't think, because I don't think I was there when we did the fight with Mayor Tadell. So I don't know how these things work.
Heliwrast was in the Undercroft. I think you had missed part of the session. Against the fight, but there was a gelatinous cube at the beginning of the Undercroft. That was one. It was fine. You were like level 3.
Yeah. Spellfire Shortbow sends magic missiles, correct?
Correct.
If I did magic missiles, would it hit my companions or just the cubes?
One way to find out.
Shit.
And you have Shade and Shine also if you want to use that.
Against gelatinous cubes?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, at least she can see where her shots are going. So she's going to go to Tang first because Tang has healing, could like help a little more, I think. Keep people alive. And hit it with well, first I'm going to start up the shine buff with one, and then I'll hit Tang's cube with shine and see what happens.
Okay, so you're setting the shine buff, so go ahead and toggle the radiant damage bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And then attacking Shine's cube. Or Tang's cube. Yeah, you hit. These are for effectively. If you don't roll a natural one, none of you are going to miss attacks here. Their armor class is 6.
Okay. So I can just hack away at these things.
Hitting, you are going to hit. You have a 5% chance of actually missing. And that's more just you hit it, but it's not effective enough. So it definitely hits. 9 points of slashing and 5 points of radiant. Deals full damage to the cube. 14 points.
And then
there's this sort of momentum that carries part of the cube away and makes this arcing trail of goop off to the left-hand side after the slash, but you're good. And I believe you have shade in your other hand at this point for subsequent
Yes.
rounds. Okay.
Yes. Right hand shine, left hand shade.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to pull Corrin again in case she can help.
You've used your bonus action to activate your aura.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, that's
We'll do her
that's
next
the. You have a lot of different bonus action things at this point, Heliwrast.
I know. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, what's the range on the aura for shade and shine?
What do we got?
Within 10 feet of you attacks you. Okay.
Okay.
So if one of them attacks you, you get a reciprocal damage against them. Okay.
Okay.
Tang, around to you.
Okay, Tang is going to activate Channel Divinity Divine Spark
Okay.
and try to explode the slime from the inside using radiant damage.
Certainly.
So I'm trying to figure out because I haven't done this before. Oh, 9. So that means that I get to do it with 2d8 damage. I'm just gonna drop it in chat. So
Yeah, please do. Divine Spark. Alright. Roll a 1d8, add your wisdom modifier. You can restore hit points. Each creature or force them to make a con save. On a failed save, they take necrotic or radiant, your choice equal to the total. Additional, so you get 2d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
okay, which is 5.
Okay. And they make a con save. Helly, I've updated Shade and Shine to your sheet. You still have the Solid Steel Mitigator on there. That is a 15 con save. I believe that fails against your DC.
I believe so too. I'm pretty sure it's 16, but I don't remember where to see that on my sheet.
On your spell sheet at the top.
I'm blind. I'm sorry.
All the way up at the top of your spell page.
Spell page. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. 18 is my spell save DC.
Alright, yeah, totally fails then. So 13 points of radiant damage to the cube.
Mm-hmm.
Small tracks of energy sort of appear as if this force went through ballistic gel for a moment before they slowly collapsed back in on themselves. Definitely took damage. You're still in the slime.
Yeah.
And you are silly. Anything else? Bonus.
I'm checking. I don't think any of my things are bonus that I could do right now because everything requires verbal.
Jaya, around to you. Currently restrained. What would you like to do?
I'd like to get the fuck out of this cube. It's just a strength check, right?
Strength checks. Not save, just click on your strength.
B.
That is sufficient. You may put yourself 5 feet within the cube somewhere.
Over here.
I'll double check. I don't believe you come out prone or anything like that. Nope, you're just there. 5 feet. Alright, so that's your action.
Perfect. I am. I'm gonna go. This. Yeah. This is probably going to be a complete waste of this spell. But if I cast Polymorph on the gelatinous cube while someone is inside of it, does that fuck them up too?
We'll see.
No, I hate that answer.
You could try.
Please do it. Please, I just want to know what happens.
I mean, theoretically, you wouldn't take any more damage if you were polymorphed.
Oddly enough, sheep have incredibly acidic stomachs now. for some reason. It's gonna be a bad time.
Dunnan suddenly feels like Haggis himself.
Really just want to get everybody out of this. Yeah.
You could try to go over so that way you can try to drag them out on a subsequent round.
Yeah, and I feel like
You should help
someone's
the
going
tank,
to.
because if the healer goes down, that's usually not a good sign.
Yeah, I'll go over here and really hope this cube doesn't roll on top of one of us.
Yeah. Okay. That's Jai's turn. Dunnan, around to you.
I'll try to push myself out of the cube.
Certainly, make a strength check for me. Dunnan, it is not your day. You are
Gurgle.
flailing. You feel oddly weightless in the worst way at the moment. New weight
Wish
loss.
I had some ale.
New weight loss method. Stand in the gelatinous cube for a minute. All right. You still have a bonus if you want to. If there's anything you can do with it.
No, not
Okay.
really. I can't shield bash it.
No, you did. Unfortunate.
I can't. Nope. I'm screwed. I'll accept my fate with my bonus action.
Both of you take 25 points of acid damage at the start of the cube's turns. Jaya, make me a dexterity saving throw. You're able to dodge out of the way of the one cube. Make me another dexterity save. And be engulfed by another. You're with Dunnan now.
But didn't those two just take radiant damage because they moved into my aura?
The aura is not Spirit Guardians. It is when they attack you. One of which is going to attack you. The other one is making a dash action. To get to here. This one will dash to here. As they are preparing to go after you. So there's one pseudopod on you, Heliwrast.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20. 24 total for 14 points of acid damage. But you are not engulfed by the pseudopod.
Okay.
So, Jaya, when you are engulfed, you take damage. 14 points of acid damage to you, Jaya. That is the cube's entire turn. Heliwrast. You have 3 compatriots trapped inside cubes. You're attacking, trying to help them get out, casting a spell. What are you going to do? So you did take damage. Hold on. I don't want to cheat you out of the damage you get. My apologies. Roll 2d6. You got attacked. You took damage, so therefore you get to deal the 2d6 damage back to the thing. Five. Okay. I don't want to accidentally click on 10. There we go. Okay. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
Probably do one more cycle
Okay,
of
let's
initiative.
see
and then
here.
pause for a week.
I'd like to move into Tang's gelatinous cube.
What are you trying to do in total?
I'm going to grab her and dimension door out of there.
Does Dimension Door have a verbal component?
Yeah, the
Okay. Make me Make me an acrobatics check to reach in and grab her without filling your mouth with cube.
Okay, acrobatics, not athletics.
Acrobatics, because this is about balancing and reaching as opposed to show of
Okay.
strength. Easy enough. You reach in, you can grab Tang's slowly dissolving leg. And you said you're casting Dimension Door?
Uh-huh.
500 feet, where are you going?
Oh, up to 500 feet. I'm not
Up.
going very far.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna just go to, let's see here. Probably just go to here by the door. Just a few feet over.
Yeah, go ahead and put your token there. And Tang can put her token
Okay.
next to you. There we go. So Tang, you are out. Smell of sizzling owl fills the air.
Jeez, burnt feathers.
That's your action. You have a bonus remaining.
Just pull Corin.
Certainly. Go ahead and pull Corin
Send her
and
over.
grab the hit points on the token. And that'll bring us to Tang.
Tang is casting Mass Healing Word at the 5th level to heal Dunnan, Shaya, Heli, and herself. What the shit? Oh, I get to re-roll the 2.
Yes.
Okay. Or is it 1d? It's a d4, right? 1d4.
It's a d4.
Okay.
3. Okay, so it's 13.
Uh-huh.
Plus the you rolled a 2 and a 3 on the 7, so roll one more d4 until you get a 3 or a 4. Because that 7 either needs to be an 8 or a 9. Again. Four. Okay. So that is a 9 plus 13, so 22 hit points. For a bonus action spell. Up to 6 creatures, I believe.
I'm not touching the slimes. I'm hitting Dunnan, Jaya, Heli, and myself.
Okay. And then you get additional hit points on top of that. 3rd level spells, you pick up 5 for yourself.
Wonderful. I feel moderately better.
How much do we get for it?
So you get 22.
Okay.
And then you still have an action Tang.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sorry, was that a 5th level spell?
That was a 5th level spell.
You get 2 more hit points for yourself then.
Okay. Great. And I can't cast another spell other than my cantrips, right? Another leveled spell. But I could do my Channel Divinity.
Correct.
I am going to Divine Spark heal Dunnan.
Okay. What's
So
the
I
range
throw-
on that?
30 feet. I'm at present 35-ish feet. I'm gonna move closer.
Okay.
Not by much. Go
Yeah.
go here. And
Yeah.
I'm up. Okay,
So-
I'll go here. But I'm up against the ceiling.
Okay.
Ain't no way, no how I'm dealing with those guys. So, 2d8.
What does it do?
Oh, wait, I can do the bracket thing, right?
Yep.
R2d8
Less than 2.
reroll less than 2
Plus 5.
plus.
Because it's your wisdom modifier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't work.
Did you do slash roll before then?
Yes.
That's why.
Don't
You
do
don't, you don't need slash roll if you use the brackets.
2d8 reroll less than 2 plus 5.
Nice rolls.
Thank you. Dunnan gets 18 more hit points.
Sweet.
All right. Good round for Tang. Jaya,
Now we
around
can
to you.
Drink more acid.
What'll be Jaya? Oh my. You're struggling.
Yeah,
You're
everything I
entirely
have is
verbal.
verbal. This is so annoying.
All right. Guess that's your turn. That brings us to Dunnan.
Well, he tries again.
Yeah.
Or can I push Shia out? Is it possible? Instead of me?
Sure. You can make that attempt. Make a
Is
strength
it-
check. Instead of getting yourself out. That's seems like a very Dunnan thing to do.
Yeah.
You barely succeed. Jaya, you tumble there.
Well, I'll give a thumbs up. And drink some more acid.
Cube's turn. Dunnan, 27 points of acid damage.
Ow!
That he just saved Jaya from. Now the cubes do cube things. Heli, deck save. Where is Corbin? Which space is she in? You put her on... You didn't put her in the space. Okay. Jaya, you have a pseudopod attacking you. 18 to hit you.
Nope.
You don't have your blade song up yet. Does it hit you without your blade song?
Oh.
Yes. Doesn't last that long.
No, but mage armor's still up, so I think I have 23.
That is not how mage armor works. Your blade song plus mage armor gets you to 23.
Damn it. Well, someone
untick-
changed my sheet. Now
Untick blade song. Go down to your global AC modifiers, take off blade song.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
yes, 18 hits.
Okay. You take 12 points of acid damage then. Heliwrast, move 5 feet in any direction away from the gelatinous cube. And Jaya, make me a deck save. Jaya! Wonderful! Back in another cube.
Oh my god. Oh.
For another 13 points of acid damage.
Oh, damn. Wow.
And we will finish the round with Heliwrast for this week.
I'm not here next week.
Suddenly, Tang forgets how to fly for whatever reason.
Can I leave standing orders with you?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Lily's going to go ahead and
multiple slots on attack
activate.
rolls.
Yeah. Heli's going to activate the Tempest Griffin Bracers
Yeah, there you go.
and
good chance
take
to use them.
Yeah, take 3 hits with Shine.
Okay. That's one on
So
each of
do
the
I-
targets, correct?
1 on each of the targets, and then she's going to end up here next to Dunnan.
Okay. So that'll be we'll do yours, Dunnan's, and Jaya's in that order. So go ahead and make your 3 attack rolls, and then you can end up next to any of them. So yeah, all hits. No natural ones, no 20s. So we got 16 points to yours. Dunnan's took 14 points. And Jaya's took 9 points. Jaya's is looking like it's wobbling. Looks like Jello in an earthquake now.
And then, didn't the one that attacked me get some Shine Aura buff damage?
It did not attack you. It just tried to ooze over you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have an engulf. If they move through your space, you're subjected to that save.
Okay.
They're not fast,
Damn
but
it.
if you linger in a spot, they're just gonna eat you. The only person that got attacked that round was Jaya, because one of them was already trying to engulf, so the other could attack.
Okay, and then I'll have Corin attack this one.
Yeah. 14 also hits.
Nice.
For 8 points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have to end within 5 feet of one of them.
Yeah,
So which one you said?
the one
Dunnan's?
next to Dunnan.
Okay,
yeah.
so right there.
Uh-huh.
All right, and you still have movement remaining if you'd like to spend any of it.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna back away.
Certainly. 35 feet of movement.
There.
It tries to pseudopod you with a 6, which does not hit you.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Good where you are at that point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we will pick up next session with Teng's actions. Actually, if you'd like, Teng, since you won't be here next week, if you'd like to take your turn now, so that way we're ready.
I'm gonna do exactly what I did last turn.
Okay.
Almost. I'm gonna cast Mass Healing Word at the 4th level.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Mass Healing Word. Level 4.
Alright, so you got 4.
I get
You do not have to reroll any of them. You got
Alright.
3 and
Great.
4 in your rolls. So that's 18 points for everyone. And 23 for you, Teng, if you need it. And then, are you using Channel Divinity again, as well?
I am.
Okay,
I'm
upon
gonna
whom?
use it on Jaya.
How many uses of Channel Divinity you have left?
2. 1
You have 1 after this. Okay.
after this, yeah.
14 points. Pretty
14
good.
points for Jaya.
Oh, thank you.
On top of everything else. And because you did not use a spell for that, I don't believe that heals you as well.
No.
I think that's only when you use a spell slot to convey
Yeah.
healing. Alright, so then we'll...
I'm gonna fly over there.
Okay, you spent 15 feet of movement. Yeah, you're good. To get Jaya in range. Alright, so then we'll pick up next session with Jaya, top of the round. Alright.
Oh boy. I think
Okay.
we'll make this one, guys.
Gelatinous cubes.
You just have to love them.
3 of them's nasty.
Uh-huh.
Better hope
That
there's
really
no
is.
more cubes waiting in other places of this dungeon.
Yeah, Siegfried and Aeolus are gonna come and be like, what the heck happened?
Yeah, right? They come sprinting in, walk right into a transparent cube that they didn't see.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Uh,